Tonight's promotion, Grateful Dead Night at an Indy 11 match, really was kind of the first of its kind. Tip to Josh Mason, the marketing guru for the Indy 11, for putting this together. Hopefully some new Indy 11 fans were made at the game tonight, and there will clearly be a market for those souvenir scarves. Brad and I had ours for about 15 minutes before some ticket holder got broadcast used scarves at the end of the night tonight. A good time was had by all, and the home fans went home happy, courtesy of the Alioune Jahate goal at the end of business. Final score tonight, Indy 11-1, Atlanta United 0. Final thoughts when we come back here on My Indy TV.
It is a warm evening in El Paso, Texas. Good evening to you. Ready for locomotive soccer Here from near the train yards in El Paso, Texas, Duke Keith, along with Michael Balogun. And Mike, a big one this evening because Locomotive FC now unbeaten in 9 consecutive matches.
Absolutely. It's been a terrific run of form for the group. They're hitting their stride, and they couldn't be more happier with where they are right now, especially in the table. Leading the way for them is Jerome Kiesewetter with 10 goals in 10 games. He's been absolutely terrific since he signed on with the club a few weeks ago.
Second place in the Western Conference as we take a look at some of the highlights as Omar Salgado getting to Team of the Week. How about that move against Tulsa? An easy tap in for Seba Contreras, and that was Omar Salgado's mode of operation all night long in Tulsa. Very impressive. Then Kiesewetter on the penalty puts it where the keeper can't reach it. Locomotive FC up 2-0. Kiesewetter's 10th goal of the season, as you pointed out, 10 goals in 10 games. That's a very well taken penalty.
Yeah, and as much of the credit as the offense is getting, you cannot diminish what the defense is doing. In this 9-game run, they have given up, or they've had a shutout in 5 of those games. They've been absolutely terrific, and Logan Ketter is currently with 7 shutouts on the season. They've been terrific.
Absolutely. 7th shutout. He only faced 1 shot in the game versus Tulsa, but an incredible defensive run for Locomotive FC as well. The Las Vegas Lights FC, after my discussion with Eric Winalda, he's hoping they've turned a corner. 5-1 winners over New Mexico United. How about all of those goal scorers? Just impressive all over the place. 5 different guys scoring. Torres, Hernandez, Preston, Rivas, Sandoval, all finding the back of the net. An impressive win for Vegas, but it's been a little different when they've hit the road.
Yeah, and this is a team that's still winless on the road. They're still trying to find their stride on the road. They're hoping they can build on their performance against New Mexico last week, so it'll be something to look for in this game.
Can Vegas keep the lights on in El Paso, or will Locomotive roll on? Starting lineups after this. Welcome to Southwest University Park as the smoke is beginning to clear. El Paso Locomotive FC versus Las Vegas Lights FC. Duke Keith, Michael Balogun with you as we check the starting lineups for Las Vegas Lights FC. The visitors tonight, 2 numbers you don't see on the screen. 10, Cristian Hernandez. 11, Irvin Parra. That's a notable absence, Michael.
Yes, absolutely. When you're missing your leading goal scorer, your captain, it's a big loss for the group. However, this is the second game that they're going to be without even Raul Parra. They did very well without him in the lineup last week. So this is a group that's shown that they can they can handle business without their leader in the lineup.
For El Paso Locomotive FC, notable absence would be Chiro and Toko. We know about Mishak Jerome's injury. That's something else entirely, but Chiro and Toko also not in the starting lineup, so Andrew Fox is going to have to slide in and play centrally.
Yeah, this is a group that the possession is going to be the key for the defense today. They want to possess the ball. They've shown over the course of the season that possession is very, very important. So it's going to be even more important when you're missing the likes of Chiro and Toko and Mishak Jerome in your back line. So possession is the name of the game for the Locomotive tonight.
As for Las Vegas Lights FC, they are coached by American soccer legend Eric Winalda. As you see, Waldo, the man they call Waldo, at one point had the most international goals scored in United States history. He's been a coach. He's been a Fox Soccer pundit, ESPN pundit. The man has done it all in the game of soccer, we
Yeah, he's what we would call soccer royalty here in the States. He's, like you mentioned, he's done it all at different levels of the game. And to see him pass on his knowledge from the coaching side to these young players is terrific.
U.S. Soccer Player of the Decade from the 90s, first American to start in 3 World Cups. That is 90, 94, and 98. And, of course, a member of the Soccer Hall of Fame. On the other side, Mark Lowry, a little younger and a little hungrier. You won't find all that international resume. You won't find the stuff on Fox Sports, but you will find a very single-minded coach who knows what he wants to see in the field, and with a 9-game unbeaten streak, he's seeing it.
What the fans here in El Paso have gotten to see is the brilliance of Mark Lowry with the way this team plays. He's taken a team in their first year, he's put them together, he's brought players from all over, and he's created a style, a unique style in this league, and it's great to see them gel together and be on this 9-game winning streak.
The referee tonight is Michael Radchuk. The assistant referees, Francisco Bermudez and Jeremy Davis. We are underway. The fourth official is Jose Hernandez. And what immediately leaps out at me, the way Locomotive presses, is going to see along that right side how Omar Salgado does. One of the guys he might be facing this evening is MLS veteran Dejan Jakovic. Might be a little more central. Eric Winalda, in his discussions with me earlier this week, said that they might have him working on the wing a bit this evening, but we'll see exactly where Jakovic lines up on loan from LAFC. Drew Becky, sister Janine, playing for Canada in the Women's World Cup in France. Becky himself capped by his nation a few times, as has Jakovic, speaking of Dejan Jakovic. There was a time where he was a mainstay of the Canadian national team. Good lead ball for Kiesewetter. Lines it up on the edge of the area, the cutback looking for Ross. Nowhere to go. Salgado tries the long switch in behind. Kiffy can't get there in time. Skipped a bit on him. And Locomotive looking dangerous in the very early going.
That's a great ball into the back post from Omar Salgado. James Kiffy just not timing that properly, but it's a great start for the Locomotive. You'd love to see them really put Las Vegas Lights on their heels from the beginning.
We talked about those notable absences. Irvin Parra, at least statistically, the more notable because of his 8 goals, but he's still a part of the team. Cristiano Hernandez, that's a different story, released this week by Lights FC.
Yeah, that one was a bit of a surprise coming off the New Mexico game. He was absolutely terrific in that game. He picked apart New Mexico with his passing range and his quality on the ball. Very surprised to see him get released from the team.
Junior Sandoval committing the foul on Kiesewetter. He is one of 2 Lights players on 4 yellows on the season. One more caution and he has to serve a 1-game suspension. He and Jabin Torres. Torres, you saw the highlights in the lead-up package. Scored an absolute cracker as Ryan is taken down. Santiago Echevarria, the offending party. Ryan. Rebellon. Becky. And Fox trying to release. Seba Contreras and does. Contreras the one time across. First time's it just past Thomas Olsen, but nobody in blue on the other end of it.
We talked about the ability of the Locomotive to possess the ball and dictate the tempo, dictate the game with their possession. We see them already getting on the ball, really forcing Las Vegas Lights deep into their own half and looking to pick them apart, using their possession to create chances.
Well, the ball went out for a throw, but a foul called first. I think referee Michael Radjuk waiting to see what the advantage was going to be. As Ryan was taken down. And so it will be an El Paso Locomotive FC free kick. Becky and Fox having to team together centrally. Andrew Fox usually on one of the wings, very effective. He and Kiffy both on the road at Tulsa. Kiesewetter trying to hold it up. Lights though trying to play it up. Here's Becky off the tip of his toe and decides to pass it back to Ketterer. Ryan. Chaperrera getting his 4th consecutive start. And what a story. Some Sunday soccer here and there through parks around the city of El Paso, working in construction. Gets the opportunity for an open tryout and immediately caught the eye of Mark Lowry, Bob Bigney. They kept inviting him to open tryouts and he kept impressing. And signed a professional contract before the season started, the second El Paso one after the very first Locomotive FC signing, Omar Salgado, to sign a contract. Might be hard to get him out of the starting lineup now, Mike.
Yeah, he's done absolutely terrific in the last 4 games that he started. He's coming for, whether it's Richie Ryan or Yuma, the veterans, but his youth, his ability to close down space and give them a little extra energy in the midfield has been part of this run that they've been on.
You saw Chaperrera put it into touch. Pablo Cruz trying to turn and make something happen upfield. Herrera, key on that sequence. Select the official ball supplier of USL Championship Soccer in many of the finest leagues in the world. We'll stop that because here's Omar Salgado, the cross all the way across and out the other side. Allows us to tell you that since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com. Was touched on the way out by Las Vegas, so a throw in for El Paso. And here is Herrera. To Ryan. That one got away and partially deflected and on the run. Lights FC trying to make something happen. Tabor Ataka Preston. Ataka Preston and getting a piece of that. No, nobody. Ataka Preston taken down. Looked like Fox was in range.
Looks like he just caught a bit of the turf, mishit that ball. And that definitely looks painful.
Michael Radchuk will stop the game to bring on trainer Seth Royal. Never want to have to call the trainer's name in a game, but as we take a look again, he just mishit it. Thought for a second Fox might have gotten a piece for a corner, but no.
Andrew Fox did very well to stand him up and be patient, force him out wide. I'm sure Logan Ketterer was talking to him and letting him know where he wanted him to force him, so he did very well on that and forced him into a bad shot.
Fox sliding in. If it had been on frame, he might have gotten that piece. But just a miss as Ataka Preston continues to be looked at by Seth Royal. From Bamenda, Cameroon, turned 21 just 2 weeks ago. Played on some of their youth national teams and seems to be up and running under his own steam, which is good to see. And so a goal kick for Logan Ketterer. Third in the USL Championship with 7 shutouts this season. noted Zach Lubin picked up his 8th shutout of the season for Phoenix Rising FC last Tuesday. Another great ball, chipped over for Contreras all the way to the back line. Comes back for Kiffy. Kiffy, nifty. Contreras, Ross, taken down. Play on, says the referee, and Ross's touch will put it back over the end line for a goal kick.
We've seen the Locomotive really have some success getting at Las Vegas on this near left side. They've identified that area as an area where they can combine and look to get in behind Las Vegas. So we'll see how Las Vegas adjusts to that, and we'll see if it can generate some quality opportunities for the Locomotive.
Bounces kindly for Contreras, but can't control. That pass off target, looking for Kevin Garcia Lopez up the right wing. So Kiffy with the throw in. James Kiffy with a pair of assists on beautifully placed balls to Jerome Kisev out of the last home game here versus Galaxy 2. Those are his 2 apples on the season. They came in one contest. Well won by Salgado. Rightfully a part of the USL Championship Team of the Week. He has been an absolute beast on that right wing. Released into space. It's Ross from Kiffy, and a little too far. Fans, follow El Paso Locomotive FC and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at espnplus.com. Thomas Olsen puts it back in play. 6'3" keeper from Las Vegas, Nevada. He's not far off the shutout pace. He's got 6 this season, though he has given up 24 goals. Exactly double Logan Ketterer's total.
And a lot of that has come on the road for the Las Vegas Lights. They're a team that struggles very much on the road. They've yet to win a game. They've only had 1 time and tie and 6 losses on the road. So they're still trying to figure out how to earn points and how to win on the road. So this is something that Eric Ronaldo, I'm sure, is looking to change tonight and build off of that win against New Mexico United.
Again, Salgado. And here's Richie Ryan. Mark Lowry seems to have Chaparrera pretty far up on that right-hand side.
Yeah, absolutely. With the way Las Vegas is set up with 5 across the back, the Locomotives are able to outnumber them centrally with Richie Ryan, Sebastian Contreras, Omar Salgado, Chaparrera. They're able to bring multiple players into those central areas and outnumber Las Vegas Lights. So we'll see if Las Vegas adjusts to that, but at the moment they're losing the battle centrally because of them having 5 players across the back.
Seba Contreras pressuring Dejan Jakovic. And they do have him centrally on the right side of the defense there for Vegas Lights. It appears Omar Salgado's dance partner today is Christian Torres. Salgado. Absolutely torching Tulsa in the first half. Anthony Legendre subbed off at halftime. That's when you know you've done your work. Great dummy by Chaparrera. Kiffy. Contreras. Bit of a collision, but it'll bounce El Paso's way. Here's Fox. Switches a bit, comes out to the left, and they say he was able to chip it out. Off of Las Vegas. And Garcia Lopez. Lots of California guys on this roster for Eric Ronaldo. As you might expect, being a Cali guy himself. San Diego State alum.
no surprise by that. As some of these players he's coached in the past, he's watched them grow up. He's watched them develop over the years. So being able to coach them and help them further their career at the pro ranks, I'm sure, is something that he's enjoying.
Rebellon over the top looking for Kiesewetter. Nice thought, but well sniffed out by Torres. Back it'll come to Richie, though. A couple of steps over that midfield line, and here's Contreras centrally. Goes backward to Ross as he's taken down. No foul indicated by Michael Radchuk, as Locomotive FC still has the ball anyway. Ryan. Locomotive FC will be patient. Back it comes to Becky. Missing Mishak, Jerome, and Chiro and Toko. Means that Becky's going to be called upon in his fourth game. What a ball, a little too far ahead of Ross, who gives a thumbs up to Seba Contreras for the thought.
And then again, we see the Locomotive finding those gaps in the midfield and having a lot of time on the ball, being able to pick their head up and slip players through. At that time, just playing the pass a little too long, but you see Locomotive having a lot of success with the number of players they're able to put in the midfield against Las Vegas Lights.
Will be fair off to Junior Sandoval. And back around, Gabe Robinson. Fair. Thinks they're better going upfield with that. Jakovic, as Fair plays it back for Olsen, says, good thought. And they'll try to get something working up that right wing. Double team, though. Preston. And Locomotive FC come away with the ball. And you see that it's almost like, and I'm not sure that it's just not just coaching or reaction of the way the system works for Locomotive FC, but the danger man is Preston. As soon as he gets the ball, there are two Locomotive players right around him.
Yeah, and the last time that he was able to get on the ball, you saw Andrew Fox close him down really quickly. They understand the danger that he brings to the field. He's a pacey forward. He's got lots of strength, and he can create problems for them on the break if they're not good in the transition moments.
Rebellon off of the lights. That earns a throw in for El Paso. Out to Herrera. Now to Ryan from Rebellon. That pass is off target. Behind Nick Ross. Garcia Lopez trying to start something, but nowhere to go from Will Be Fair. Has to push it out to the right. Gabe Robinson scored a goal. As a matter of fact, he scored two for Lights FC. Lots of people scored goals in that win over New Mexico United, but of course United is still trying to deal with a fixture congestion caused by the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. That will be a throw in here for Vegas Lights as Fox puts it into touch. But how about New Mexico United and St. Louis FC both winning their games against MLS competition? It's the second straight time United has beaten an MLS team. That's central. Preston trying to turn, and it's deflected. No call made, but Logan Ketterer safe hands in the back. Locomotive wanted something from the referees. They weren't getting anything.
Definitely he gained an advantage from receiving the ball off his hand. I'm not sure how the referee felt that was legal. Locomotive players definitely saw that, and they had a right to be upset about that call, or no call.
Here's Ross from Herrera. Had to come back to get it a bit, but Ross into space for Kiesewetter. Kiesewetter trying to make moves centrally, but Jakovic all over that, and it'll go out for a corner. First corner of the night. And Kiesewetter, along with Kiffey, he'll leave it for Kiffey now. James Kiffey able to play helper for Jerome Kiesewetter before from a corner. Although it was Chiro and Toko's helper. Kiffey into the middle, and that's headed out of trouble. Good job in the middle by Gabe Robinson to clock things up, but it doesn't go as far as the midway line. Intercepted, though, and on a run. What a slide tackle. Drew Becky doing some work on Jabin Torres. Oh, and he had to get that absolutely right.
He timed that perfectly. If he didn't get that tackle, Jabin Torres would have had loads of space to get down the line and possibly get across into the box. So that's well done from Drew Becky, timing that tackle perfectly and winning the ball.
A former Canadian international coming in from Oklahoma City Energy FC just a few games ago, about a month back. But with injuries, he has been integral very quickly to this Locomotive FC lineup. Fox around the horn to Kiffey. Ross, give and go. Kiffey up to Ross. Well sprung up that left wing again. Ross looking for an opening to cross. Rolls a slow one. Jakovic easily cleared. Oh, stays in. Good job by Andrew Fox to beat Echevarria. And Brian Rebellon. Haven't heard a whole lot from Rebellon today. Locomotive FC taking their shots up the left wing mostly in this first half. Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy, allowing clubs at all levels across the United Soccer League to develop young fans and young talent. Kiesewetter takes a cracking up, always rising.
You see the Las Vegas players having a word with each other. They're getting absolutely picked apart right now, not knowing who to step to players, checking into those pockets. The Locomotives, again, they're having so much success having players come off that back line of 5 and finding balls in the pockets. They're doing a great job finding those players, and those players are able to get on the turn, either slip someone through, or in that case, for Jerome Kiesewetter, get a shot on goal.
Rebellon tumbling to the turf, a little extra in that from Santiago Echevarria. Las Vegas Lights FC has conceded 226 fouls on the season. They are a physical team. By contrast, fouls conceded Locomotive FC 167. When you're that good on the ball, sometimes you don't have to shove somebody over. Becky, though, pocket pick by Sandoval, keeps it in. Sandoval backs it around. Looking to make something. Pablo Cruz chased over the back line, and it's a goal kick. Great work by Rebellon to check back.
That's the one time we see Las Vegas pressure the Locomotive high up the field and have some success winning the ball. Reading the play well, reading the ball, going back to Drew Becky and putting pressure on him, and not allowing Locomotive to play out so easily.
Here is Becky. Rebellon chased by Cruz. Good ball to split things off on the right wing. Salgado. Centrally for Herrera. Ryan. And Chapa Herrera off to Andrew Fox. Richie. They'll roll one. Chipped in by Salgado. Nobody in blue on the other side of it. As we were saying, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy, allowing clubs at all levels across the United Soccer Leagues, and that's a lot of teams, to develop their local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States. That includes the USL Academy Cup. Locomotive FC certainly hoping in the future to be a part of that. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. I know coming at halftime, there is an all-star youth team coached by my broadcast partner who will be honored. U17 headed off to Ciudad Juarez for a big cup competition, and just the beginning stages of what Bob Bigney and Locomotive staff are looking to accomplish in terms of youth soccer and development. Congratulations, Mike.
Yeah, it's been fun putting a group together. you see that there's a lot of talent here in El Paso. Obviously, on this team, you have the likes of Omar Salgado, Chaparrera, Memo Diaz on the first team. So really creating an atmosphere in a place where players can grow and develop and possibly get a chance in the first team is something that's special for the area.
Becky and Echevarria challenge, and it's Echevarria who earns the throw-in. Pablo Cruz will do the honors. Well, we've talked about, obviously, Omar Salgado, first El Pasoan in any sport to be picked first overall in anybody's draft. First overall selection, and that's going to be offside on Lights FC. First overall selection by Vancouver in the 2011 draft. Salgado, interestingly, joined Vegas on loan last year after he signed his contract. Before Locomotive FC even had a name, they were, of course, the team that signed him straight away. 14 games, 11 starts, 3 goals, and 2 helpers for Salgado in his season in Vegas last year. When you talk about Salgado, you'll talk about Chaparrera, Memo Diaz, no part of this roster as well, from Southern New Mexico. New Mexico High School Player of the Year in his time. Lots of great talent here, and I know you're hoping to find some more. Good chip by Ryan for Kiesewetter. Kiesewetter looking to set up something. Makes a nice move to come in and earns a corner. Great move on Moby Fair. And Locomotive FC will have the second corner of the day. And here is Kiffey. Taking it from both sides. In swinger Shirley. Kiffey centrally, pot away, but up in the air it goes, and a foul in the box. Thomas Olson may have had somebody run into him.
Yeah, it looked like it was Sebastian Contreras just bumping him from the back, not allowing him to grab the ball cleanly, and the referee was in the perfect position to see it and make the call.
You talk about all of that great local talent, and then you see Ricardo Pepe, 16 years old, part of the FC Dallas Academy, part of North Texas SC in the USL's League One, signs a professional contract with FC Dallas. Salgado tripped up, and that is dangerous territory for Cristian Torres.
And we saw a lot of this from Omar Salgado against Tulsa last week. He gave their left back nightmares just with his ability to turn and run at players. He might be tall, but he's absolutely rapid, and he can give players a difficult time when he gets going.
And it is a yellow card for Cristian Torres in the 27th minute. We talked about Torres being his dancing partner, and Omar Salgado continues to be a problem on defensive left sides.
This is a great position for a set piece. I expect Sebastian Contreras to whip this in towards that back post, hoping to get a touch on it. If no one gets a touch on it, then it's going in on goal.
Even if Lights FC gets a touch on it, it's almost like a scratch shot and pool. That's own goal territory. Very dangerous on the right-hand side of the area. It'll be Ross. Lofted to the back post, and an easy grab for Thomas Olson. Bit of a surprise there.
Yeah, it looks like they were targeting Richie right on the back post there. I'm not sure if it was for a header or just for a redirect across the face of the goal.
Chaparrera whistle for the foul. Bit of a grab, and Lights FC will have the free kick. Get updates and alerts all year long following your club on ESPN.com. Search for El Paso Locomotive FC, then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on El Paso's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and follow your club. Preston has to take a step back centrally. They'll launch it. Right side of the area, touched and over the back line. Goal kick. Thought Salgado might have gotten a piece. But off of Junior Sandoval. And Ketterer will quickly restart. Becky. Rebellon. Herrera. Swung back. Rebellon in a tangle. And they say he's last to touch it, not Sandoval. So a throw in for Lights FC. Trying to get some traction here in this game in the 29th minute. So far it has been all Locomotive FC.
In the last 5 to 10 minutes, we've seen Las Vegas get back, get a bit more into the game, get some possession on the ball. And here they have an opportunity on the long throw.
Gabe Robinson does those honors. He can put it right in the middle and does, but well contended. That's Drew Becky. Lights FC up and over. Launched by Preston over the bar. More pressure, but Becky, good pass, good choice for Chapa Herrera to Rebellon, and they'll space it out a bit. Becky. Kiesewetter made the run, but Jakovic was all over it. Dejan Jakovic, 33 years of age, tons of Major League Soccer experience, not getting the games at LAFC, but it's good to have friends in high places. Bob Bradley, an acquaintance of Eric Winalda's. They worked out a deal and nice little loan to help settle things for Lights FC.
Yeah, absolutely, and Lights FC definitely needed a player of his caliber. As we've mentioned, they've yet to win on the road. They've done very well at home. So hopefully his experience and his veteran leadership can help this young group start putting some wins on the road and on the board.
It was a good thought by Fox, but missed in the pass. Rolls all the way to Robinson, and he'll send it back to Thomas Olsen. Garcia Lopez. Out it goes over Kiffy, and we have our hydration break here in the 30th minute. Temperatures around 95 degrees at kickoff, so we'll take a spill. Omar Salgado. There you see him as he runs over for a little blast of water. Team of the week has that assist to Sebastian Contreras. 9 of 13 duels versus Tulsa. 4 of 4 on dribbles. Indeed. And 4 recoveries. Just outstanding work by Salgado, who continues to impress and has already drawn the first card of the match. Issued to Christian Torres because he was a little bit late. Omar Salgado's may be 6'5", but he is elusive and fast, and sometimes a step ahead of some left backs.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that the inclusion and of Jerome Kiesewetter into this group has really helped Omar flourish. Since Jerome Kiesewetter has come on, he's been able to go wide and not necessarily be the focus of defenses and be able to flourish a little bit more out wide on the right side. So he's done terrific in the last 3 games. He scored 2 goals. He's currently sitting off leading the team with 4 assists. So he's had a terrific start to this season.
And there you see the man, player of the month for May, Jerome Kiesewetter. The fans on a couple of the area podcasts, Seriously Loco being the exact one, coining the phrase because he just kept scoring braces. He has 4 this season. And so why not? Kind of a tongue-in-cheek nickname, but something he's certainly taken in stride. And I think he probably wonders what the heck is up with these crazy Americans.
he mentioned that it was a usual nickname. He's never heard that one before, but he's high on confidence right now. The team is loving his performance in front of goal, so whatever it takes.
Preston going over the top of Fox, and that draws the whistle. Ryan will go backward to Fox. Kiffy. Richie Ryan. Rebellon, nicely played to Herrera. A little space. It's taken down, and Sandoval has got to be careful again. Already with 4 cautions. He's had a couple of hard takedowns in this game through the first 34 some odd minutes.
That's a smart play by Chapa Herrera, just getting his body across the defender and shielding the ball from the defender, not allowing the defender to get anywhere near the ball and be able to make a tackle. A veteran move from a very young player.
That pass, though, misses its target, looking for Contreras. Nice work to keep the ball, still chugging up the wing. And now a nice move to come centrally. And taken down in the box. There will be no foul called. But what a piece of work by Jabin Torres, defender. But he took it on himself to just chuck that ball right up the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. Did a terrific job to drive up the field, some nifty moves to get himself in a position to get a shot on goal. We saw him do something similar in the New Mexico game and actually score a goal in that game. So he's a player, he's a defender that's capable of going up and getting into the attack with those long runs from the back.
Rebellon has his pocket picked by Sandoval. And it will be a Lights FC throw-in. Had a lot of fun talking to Lights FC head coach Eric Winalda this last week. I think I got maybe 7 questions in. The other 26 or so minutes was just him. You gotta love interviews like that, and credit Winalda. He always has something to say, chiming in about the current U.S. men's national team tactics. And here's Preston. He's going to chase this down. Preston comes centrally. Ryan right back to Becky. Just a reaction flick by Richie Ryan, the veteran Irishman. And how about that to get out of pressure? Great lead ball. Kiesewetter steaming up the way. Jakovic has position and possession and will keep away from Jerome Kiesewetter.
That's why Dejan Jakovic was brought into this group. He might not be the most mobile player at 30 years old. However, he reads the game very, very well. He has loads of MLS experience, as you've mentioned. He has loads of international experience, and he's able to read those sort of players and put out those fires.
Rebellon will be called for the foul. A little extra step in on Jabin Torres. And a free kick for Vegas.
See Jabin Torres just using his strength and his size, some muscle, Chapa Herrera out of the way and make one of those long runs from the back that he's known for.
And it looks to be Pablo Cruz who will take it. Something of a dangerous spot, a little bit out of range for a lot of players. Cruz, part of that 2012 Atlanta Silverbacks team coached by Eric Winalda. And running the Open Cup, he'll loft one to the far post, trying to get a head to it. Jakovic, up high it goes, and Fox wisely lets it travel over the end line. But they say it's a corner kick. Last to touch it, Andrew Fox. Trying to make a move on Robinson, and it got away from him. So for the corner, Tabor Itaka Preston, the Cameroonian. Lights FC trying to put their stamp on this game. That ball whipped in low. Dealt with well by Ryan. Nifty cross by Torres, trying to bring it down, not able to do so. Cruz, not out of trouble yet. That is offside. They didn't play it. The flag was lifted. The whistle was up, or the whistle was blown. The assistant referee took down the flag rather quickly, and I think Vegas Lights wondering what the heck is going on.
Yeah, it looks like the linesman on this near side put his flag up prematurely, thinking the Vegas Lights player was in offside position. However, Preston was not in offside position, realizing that the player that's receiving the ball was not in offside position, trying to put it down. However, the referee already blew his whistle.
So, El Paso trying to turn, and how about Salgado? They can't keep him down. Omar Salgado on a run, going all the way left, but that's Jakovic again, and that'll spring Preston up the right way. Jakovic, heady play. Waited for Salgado to make his move. Preston trying to cross. He'll get the throw in off of Kiffy. But Las Vegas Lights, based largely on the efforts of their veteran central defender, are hanging tight in this game in the 40th minute.
For a team that doesn't perform very well on the road, they've done very well today. They've stayed organized defensively and limited the chances for the Locomotive.
Robinson, the throw in right in centrally, and it's wide, although it'll be kept in by Cruz. Turning, Salgado, nifty step, and Kiesevetter's got some room. Splits the defenders just to draw space for himself. That'll spring Contreras. Through ball. Kiesevetter, play on. Kiesevetter trying to make a move on Jakovic, sends it centrally. Jakovic again giving him no alternatives. And it'll be a throw in.
And you see Jerome Kiesevetter immediately turn to the players behind him and say, "Where are you guys? I've made this terrific run to get towards the end line. There's no one in the box." He's 100% right. If he's
the shot turned away by Olsen, pardon me. But you're absolutely right. He was all the way up. Had a huge impact on the run. Little give and go, and nobody in blue on the other side. Preston. Las Vegas Lights. That pass is behind. The intended target, Echevarria. Fox trying to send one long. That's a Mishak Jerome ball. No foul called. Now there's a foul called. And Echevarria draws the contacts. Kiffy, Ross pleading their cases with Michael Radchuk to no avail.
Another dangerous opportunity for the Las Vegas Lights on a set piece. We've seen them in the last 10-15 minutes really get more involved in this game, really get more opportunities in the attack.
In the 42nd minute, Locomotive FC trying to regain possession, and control of this game. But here is Cruz. Lofted into the box. Preston, and he scores! 42nd minute, Preston loose, and it's 1-0 to Lights FC.
It looks like he was able to get away from his marker. In that case, it looked like it was Chapa Herrera just shoving him aside and finding himself wide open on the backside and getting the head on the ball.
Well done on the free kick by Pablo Cruz. The throw to first base, and there to take it with the head, Tabor Etaka Preston with his 4th goal of the season for Las Vegas Lights. And they take a 1-0 lead. Locomotive FC playing a bit with fire, it seems. And they have paid a price.
In the last 15 minutes, we've seen them really struggle to maintain possessions, to find those pockets in those midfield areas that they had so much success early on in this game finding. They've gone away from that, and that's why we've seen Las Vegas find himself with a bit more possession, creating more chances in this game.
Here's Rebellon. Nice turn. Ross. Ryan. Fox and Ross and Ryan. Kiesewetter goes back to Ross. Locomotive FC stitching together a fine possession. Rebellon. Salgado. Seba Contreras, nice step over off the side. Salgado trying to turn. Nowhere to go. Too many black jerseys in front. Ryan. Herrera. Roller. Try to find Kiesewetter, and it'll be a throw-in for Las Vegas Lights.
We've seen Chaparrera really struggle to play that final pass in on goal into players running in on goal. He's done terrific on the defensive end. He gets in, he works hard. However, that last pass, that final pass, is eluding him in this first half.
Rebellon, wonderful athletic play to give possession back to Locomotive FC. Give a team enough set-piece opportunities, they can make it happen.
As I watch the Locomotive shape right now, Omar Salgado is tucked in and he's playing in between Javen. He's playing between Javen Torres and Christian Torres. That's not giving the Locomotive the stretching of the back line as they need.
Another foul. And Michael Radchuk, 4 minutes of stoppage time. Radchuk leaving no doubt as to what's going to happen the next time there's a foul. Christian Torres. Preston taken down. And Lights FC will have the free kick. Eric Winalda. Some instructions from the sidelines. And in stoppage time, Lights FC will bring everybody forward. Thomas Olsen will restart this. Lofted. Rebellon. Heads that one, but straight for Javen Torre. Lights FC trying the long ball out of the back. Harmlessly comes into the arms of Logan Ketterer. Just a well-executed free kick from almost dead center of the pitcher's mound here at Southwest University Park. Kiesewetter trying to provide some pressure, but Jakovic calling over Olsen, who does the work.
And again, you see Dejan Jokovic just staying with Jerome Kiesewetter, reading the play all the way, calling his keeper off his line and letting the keeper know it's his opportunity to come get the ball. He's done very well in this game, neutralizing the threat of Jerome Kiesewetter.
Preston draws the contact, tripping up Chaparrera. Locomotive FC wants to start quickly. Here's Contreras. Nicely done, looking for Omar Salgado, and Jakovic again just reads the game incredibly well.
As I'm watching this, the one thing I'm noticing is the Locomotive, their runners are very predictable. Omar's run on that play was very predictable. Dejan Jokovic was able to stay with him and read the weight of the pass and step in and clear the ball out of bounds. There's got to be different sorts of runs in behind, in between the defenders. Those are the runs they did earlier on in the game that created opportunities for them.
Contreras had that one sky up on him. It'll be a goal kick for Olsen. Scooped it out over the back line. Tune in to ESPN News, June 26, 6:30 p.m. Wednesday night soccer. And the newest rivalry in the USL, the battle for the Lone Star State Copa Tejas continues. It is Locomotive FC taking on San Antonio FC in the Alamo City Catch all the action. That's this Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. on ESPN News. Less than a minute remaining. Here's Contreras, the low cross, driven out. Jakovic will give up the corner. But you have to imagine, at least through the 3 matches he's played, he's made his coach very, very happy.
He's been absolutely terrific tonight.
Kiffy drives one to the far posts. Headed out of trouble by Gabe Robinson. That'll be a throw-in for Locomotive. Good work by Chaparrera to hold Preston at bay. James Kiffy, the deep throw-in, and that should just about do it. Fox to Ryan. Herrera, Ross, Kiffy, and the whistle. At the half, Las Vegas Lights FC, the 42nd minute goal by Tabor and Taka Preston. His 4th of the season, a beautiful ball delivered by Pablo Cruz to give Lights FC the 1-0 lead at the half. 1-0 Lights FC, and Mike, some quick thoughts before we break.
I think it's going to be really important for Mark Lowry to make some adjustments at the break. They need some width on that back line of the Las Vegas Lights. They've got to find a way to stretch that back line, and so gaps can open up and they can play through those gaps.
Congratulations for Eric Winaldo. A little mini huddle on their way out of Southwest University Park. 1-0 at the half. We'll come back with more after this.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. At halftime, the score is El Paso Locomotive FC 0, Las Vegas Lights 1. Last week in Tulsa, the Locomotive played a complete game and got the 2-0 win. Omar Salgado had an exceptional performance and earned himself Team of the Week.
We've been working very hard the last couple of weeks. I think we as a team have been great. We've been able to develop that chemistry that we all talked about at the beginning of the season, and it's showing off now. This is Team of the Week for me, but it's really the group that earns it.
I love it, and I don't think the guys really put too much worry into it. You know, they just know they're playing well and they're happy with their own performance. But, you know, when Omar gets that reward from not just this past weekend, but his consistent performances, you know, for me, it's the consistency. It's not just what he did this past weekend. He's been pretty consistent now for a while with his effort, with his work for the team, with his attacking play. So any reward the players can get, I'm in full support of it. I'm super happy for Omar right now, really happy.
We all played very well, and as long as we're winning, we're all gonna be you know, on the team of the week. Whether it's me or anyone else, it's always going to be one of us if we continue to win this way.
Omar and the man he connected with, Sebastian Contreras, lead the team with 4 assists on the year. Currently the score is El Paso Locomotive 0, Las Vegas Lights 1.
Will try for goal again and find the back of the net.
The cross keeps the winner. Another brace.
Gallegos cuts it back. Gallegos! How about that finish?
And involve them in the process.
What does it mean to go full Mingo?
Going full Mingo means...
What does it mean to go full Mingo?
You know what's funny is I actually hated that when I first heard it.
We say you never go half Mingo, you always go full Mingo. And that means just whatever the maximum extreme is, you go for it.
You're showing up there, you're passionate, you're wearing your gear, and you're being loud and proud in the brightest, boldest colors possible.
You're willing to be weird, you're willing to be, you know, out there, stand proud.
Means to put all of your energy, your passion, and your love and support into Forward Madison. We're mere caretakers for this team. The team really belongs to Madison and the people of Madison.
I mean, I think everybody, to a certain degree, is interested in what their crest represents of the club they support. But it also means a lot more when the people that are actually like in the stands every week are the ones that actually help make that happen.
The players on the field represent them.
From the get-go with our supporters, you can tell there's going to be a special connection. It motivates me every day to show up to training. It's why I play. And to be able to help foster a sense of community that, you know, fans and supporters connect with week in and week out, that's special to me. It's something that I cherish.
We've got a great facility to be proud of. We've got a team to be proud of. What this club is trying to do is offer a real sense of community to people from all different backgrounds, all different jobs, all different ages and everything. It's to each and every demographic as well.
The best thing we did was empower them, deputize them, and not get in their way. Just support them.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. It is another beautiful Southwest sunset as we take a look at scores from around the rest of the league. Tampa Bay Rowdies getting it done today, full-time, 2-1 over Bethlehem Steel in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. In Indy, the 11 over Atlanta United, 1-0. Charleston Battery, 1-0 over Swope Park Rangers in Charleston, South Carolina. Birmingham Legion in Birmingham, a 2-2 draw with Hartford Athletic. Louisville City, a draw with Charlotte Independence in Louisville, Kentucky. And the Riverhounds in Pittsburgh, 3-0 over New York Red Bulls. Here at Southwest University Park, it is 1-0 the Las Vegas Lights over El Paso Locomotive. But as we take a look at the live standings, 29 points for Rising FC, a 3-0 shutout win for them on Tuesday evening. Locomotive right there. Second place, 26, trying to make that stick. Fresno FC getting a win last night to vault into a tie with New Mexico United, 25 points apiece for those teams, and one fewer loss means Fresno is in third place. Timbers 2, 24 points off the pace in fifth position in the West, followed by Reno, Oklahoma City Energy, Sacramento Republic, Austin Bold, and Rio Grande Valley, making their way into the playoff picture. As we take a look at some of the storylines from the United Soccer League's Game of the Week, El Paso this Wednesday traveling for some Copa Tejas action versus San Antonio FC. That's at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time on ESPN News. That is this Wednesday. And Omar Salgado, of course, making the Team of the Week for his performance against Tulsa. Championship Power Rankings. Don't forget to take a look at that at uslchampionship.com on Monday. 1-0 here at the break as we honor a very special new signing for Locomotive FC. Amber Berry, the Hospitals of Providence Player for the Day, partnering with the Hospitals of Providence to bring her here. She was diagnosed with Philadelphia chromosome positive all leukemia. On November 16th, 2016, she has one more treatment. As we take a look at Amber Berry.
Can you tell me your name?
Amber Berry.
What I think Amber should be doing is playing with friends, riding her bike in the park, doing homework, and seeing what's going on out in the world. What she shouldn't be doing is getting chemotherapy and fighting cancer. Amber is 11 years old and was diagnosed 3 years ago with leukemia and has been putting up a tremendous fight ever since those 3 years.
So it's been a long journey that we're coming to the end of now, but it's been tough. Amber has actually taught me a lot how to be strong because she's just resilient.
We admire her resiliency, her courage, her bravery. If she attacks on the pitch the way she has attacked cancer, then we have an all-star on our hands. Congrats, Amber, on being part of the Locomotive team. We're happy to have you.
It's very overwhelming knowing that there is people out there that are supporting me and other kids who are going through treatment, knowing that there's people supporting them through their journey, that they know they can stay strong and like never ever give up.
It's really neat because I think it's good for the community to see that there are, for one, that there are kids that are out there that are battling this, and that awareness. It brings awareness to be able to rally around her, or and for her to be able to show strength to others that are battling, whether they're adults or children, that you can do this, and it shows a more positive side to it. So it's an honor. It really is.
Yeah, do you want to play? You want to play tomorrow? Which one of these guys do you can play? Who shall I take out so you can play? Which one? Pick one. Which position are you going to go? You want to go in goal?
It makes me very proud because I see something that was so devastating for our family, and yet it is being turned around into something positive. And years from now, all of us, we're all going to be able to look back and see, wow, look at what Amber accomplished, and this didn't knock my baby down. It gave her muscles. So she's going to look back and be able to see how many lives she's touched. And to me, that's just amazing because I never would have expected that.
Welcome back, everybody, to Southwest University Park as the sun sets. Locomotive FC trying to make things rise here tonight at home. Down 1-0 to Las Vegas Lights FC at the half. As we take a look at some of the first half highlights, Duke Keith, Michael Balogun with you. And early on looked pretty good. Omar Salgado, the James Kiffey. Nice, but it skipped up on him just a little bit. That's followed by an outstanding defensive play by Drew Becky, taking the ball away from Jabin Torres. He had to get that absolutely right, and the Canadian international did exactly that. Brian Rebellon steered the one shot in on goal Locomotive FC had all night, but it is this one. Pablo Cruz to Tabor Etaka Preston for his 4th goal of the season in the 42nd. Well taken free kick. Locomotive FC playing with fire, giving Las Vegas Lights those opportunities multiple times late in the first half.
Yeah, you saw the Locomotive really dominate the game and really dominate possession early on in the game. However, they went away from that, and they went away from finding those pockets and those half spaces in the attacking third, and they let Las Vegas Lights back into the game by being a bit more direct in their play.
We're about ready to start the second half. There you saw Locomotive FC's schedule over the upcoming weeks, and that will be, of course, at San Antonio FC. A short rest. 3 games in roughly a week coming for El Paso Locomotive, including their second, or rather third, foray into Copa Tejas versus San Antonio FC on Wednesday night. Locomotive FC coming toward the 8th notch here in this second half. Will they have something to offer the fans? Richie Ryan. Ross. Locomotive FC, you've got to think. Looking to make some things happen in possession. Lots of room for Rebellon. We'll put on the skids back to the middle, and Herrera to Ryan and Kiffey. Kiffey nowhere to go up the wing, decides to go back middle, and Ryan will chip one. Easily taken by Torres. They'll lead that one up. No foul, says the referee, Richie Ryan. Getting that back cleanly for Locomotive FC, though Echevarria takes his seat. And here is Salgado. You've got to think Las Vegas Lights going to dig in deep. They want their first away win of the season, leading 1-0 into the second half.
Yeah, and if they can get it against the Locomotive, that'll be 2 wins in the last two weekends, in the last 2 games against top 3 teams in the league. So this could be a big statement game, and a game that could really galvanize and push this team forward.
Skipped away. And deep goes Garcia Lopez. And a chunk of turf having to be replaced here at Southwest University Park. You can't use carpet tacks in this stuff. Although, to my understanding, they do have sod staples. Not carpet tacks, but sod staples. I've never heard of it, but they do have it. And you have to credit the grounds crew here at Southwest University Park, because they have done all season long an outstanding job of switching things back and forth between baseball and soccer.
Absolutely. They work tirelessly to make sure this field is ready and is as playable as possible for these guys, and the guys are very much appreciative of their efforts.
Chipped, trying to control his Preston, and does. Off to the right wing, and Garcia Lopez coming centrally. Cruz will loft one over everyone's head. That's the thing. Las Vegas Lights has really had nothing offensively, at least moving up the field. That's been Locomotive, but the set plays, you play with fire when you give a team as physical as Las Vegas Lights, opportunities to do that.
Yeah, and really the Locomotive they haven't tested the Las Vegas Lights defense, or their goalkeeper, I should say. Early on in that game, they had a few opportunities on this near left side. However, they went a bit more direct and started going bigger, looking to find Jerome Kiesewetter, got a bit eager, and that they didn't play their style, and that hurt them in the fact that Las Vegas were able to win the ball and transition quickly up the field.
You talked about the predictability. When you give somebody like a Dejan Jakovic opportunities to see things before they happen, you're just not going to get anything through him. And somebody had pointed out how vanilla the first half was. Well, vanilla suits Las Vegas Lights just fine.
Yeah, they're a team that's going to sit in and just look to defend and hit you on the counter. And if your play is predictable, then you're playing right into their hands.
Chapa Herrera. Seba Contreras. Locomotive trying to advance things. That's a good run. Ross just wide. Curling in. Nick Ross got a foot to it. Beat Thomas Olsen, but the Scotsman could not get it in for his second goal of the season.
And at the end of the first half, we talked about those runs from the Locomotive, runs in between lines, not straight runs, but runs across the face of the back line. You saw Nick Ross make that run there and get an opportunity on goal. You also saw on that play Jerome Kiesewetter checking towards the ball and sucking Dejan Djokovic towards the ball, pretending like he wants the ball, and then the second pass goes into Nick Ross.
Oh, Jerome Kiesewetter, not the target man, whatever it takes to get somebody else in. Jerome Kiesewetter being a team player there, certainly. Locomotive trying to fight their way out of trouble. Kiffy to Ross, a little room to roam. Rebellon now starting to challenge up that right wing. Rebellon, Contreras. Almost blew a wheel, Seba Contreras. Too much, and the free kick called. Junior Sandoval, a little extra reach. Fans follow El Paso Locomotive FC and the rest of the United Soccer League Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports subscribers and fans who've already discovered ESPN Plus. Watch the championship live every week. Sign up today, ESPNplus.com. Contreras trying to keep it moving and earns a corner. Seba Contreras taking on two Las Vegas Lights players and gets that one to deflect off of Moby Fair.
The last few minutes, you see Seba Contreras be a bit more involved in the attack, get on the ball and look to create, do what he does best.
Here's Kiffy to the far post and out. Headed out of trouble. But Ross is there. Good work by Torres to draw a bead. Locomotive FC trying to reset and draw out the Las Vegas Lights defense. Centrally to Becky. And Rebellon. Somebody had brought up Brian Rebellon. Very nearly an Olympic swimmer for Colombia. Salgado. Kiffy. Torres and Ross. Back to Kiffy. Locomotive trying to stitch something here into the middle. The far post, Kiesewetter. Not tall enough. Christian Torres keeping it out of trouble. He'll loft one. Going to get it is Echevarria. Again, a timely slide by a Locomotive defender. That one, Andrew Fox. He'll put it into touch. So far, so good for Eric Winalda's squad. We'll see what kind of fight Las Vegas Lights FC has here in the second half. You've got to imagine they will dig in.
Same thing can be said for the Locomotive. They've never been in this position at home, down 1-0 in the second half against a team that's really content to sit back. So they're going to have to take it to the Las Vegas Lights. However, will that leave them exposed defensively to get hit on the counter?
Rebellon, patient right now, but there's Jakovic. Locomotive regained possession. Kiffy so integral in Locomotive FC's last home game, providing those two helpers for Jerome Kiesewetter. Salgado trying to draw a little attention. Las Vegas Lights not biting. Rebellon, Becky, quickly to Chapa Herrera, and now to Kiffy. Quick one touch to Ross. Herrera. Ryan. Ross lets it go to Kiffy. Kiffy driving. Jakovic will put it into touch. Kiffy, the quick short throw in. Gets it back from Herrera. Trying to gain a step on Pablo Cruz, who's not giving him any room.
This is much better from the Locomotive, really being patient, possessing the ball, moving the ball side to side, waiting for the right moment to get forward.
And Kiesewetter a little upset. Perhaps somebody zigged when they should have zagged, but off his foot and way too far ahead. Throw in coming for Gabe Robinson and Las Vegas Lights FC. Just outside of the playoff picture, they would love to be in it. The 11th position in the West, 19 points on the outside looking in, but what a win that would be for Las Vegas Lights FC. Ryan taken down. Preston, a little too much pressure. And an extra word from Michael Radchuk for Tabor Itaka Preston, the goal scorer. Should be noted, with Richie Ryan out there, that Yuma, Javier Carazo, is on the bench and well enough to be suited up for Locomotive FC, and that's good. Torres trying to loft one for Ross quickly, but too far ahead, and Olsen. Quick restart. Or not so quick. He'll certainly take as much time as he thinks he can get away with. Becky trying to bring it up to Chapa Herrera. Locomotive FC will send it into touch on that left wing. Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for El Paso Locomotive FC. Click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Get reminders on El Paso's next match, which will be on ESPN News this Wednesday. Go to ESPN.com now. Click on follow for your club or clubs. Bit of open space here for the Scotsman, Nick Ross. Extra reach, Richie Ryan prevented from doing what he wanted to do, so the foul is called by Michael Radchuk. But right now it's Tabor Itaka Preston's goal in the 42nd that is the difference in this game. Kiesewetter sliding it out of trouble. Chapa Herrera. Rebellon. Nifty. Salgado taken down, but looks like he slipped a bit. And Christian Torres. Ball pinging away. Las Vegas Lights almost lost it. They'll lead it up to Sandoval. Sandoval. A little room for Junior Sandoval. Rolls it to the left and fair. Fair at the edge of the area. Back to Sandoval. And a Locomotive player is down. That is Rebellon, who has, poor guy, taken an awful beating over these last number of weeks.
Looks like he might have just turned his ankle on that play. You hate to see a player go down without anyone around him. Hopefully it's not too severe of an injury.
Well, Mark Lowry close to making a substitution at Son Partida. Standing at the touch line in the middle of the field. But will it have to be for Brian Rebellon? And if that is the case, will it be Edson Partida coming off the field or coming on? Rebellon being tended to by Stuart Wright, the trainer. And it will be Chapa Herrera coming off for Partida in the 60th minute. First substitution of the day. And Chapa Herrera earning his 4th consecutive start, but first to be subbed out as Mark Lowry wants a little more offensive pressure, perhaps.
I think with the inclusion of Edson Partida, you'll get some width, some natural width. He's a natural winger. He'll be able to stay wide and stretch this back line of Las Vegas. That'll create gaps in the midfield. That'll create gaps for players like Jerome Kiesewetter, like Omar Salgado, Sebastian Contreras to run through in the back line of Las Vegas Lights.
Fair play by El Paso. They'll roll it back in deep for Thomas Olsen. As Las Vegas Lights gave them the favor to tend to Brian Rebellon. Preston trying to make something of this. And well won deep by Edson Partida, and here's Kiesewetter. Slid out. Guess who? Dejan Jakovic. Had to be inch perfect, but he was.
He's done a terrific job tonight, keeping an eye on Jerome Kiesewetter, really neutralizing the threat of Jerome Kiesewetter, making sure he's step for step with him, reading his movement and not allowing him to get an inch and a sniff on goal.
Partida about ready to be sprung down that left wing, but Robinson, well played, steps right in front of the pass and snips it away. Pablo Cruz coming to help keep it out of trouble, and in possession for Las Vegas Lights FC. Will be fair. Rolls one to the corner. Kept on, but first to it, still in play. Ball will bounce high. Locomotive FC ready to bring it out of trouble. Long switch on the counter, looking for Salgado. It'll bounce nicely for Salgado, making some moves. Scrambles to the end line, rolls it across. Nobody in blue on the other side.
That's good work from Omar Salgado, getting a lucky bounce. However, doing the most with that opportunity and getting towards the end line and getting across it. Unlucky not to find Jerome Kiesewetter inside the box.
Low driving ball. Picked off by Becky off the foot of Sandoval. And here comes Locomotive FC again. Contreras taken down. That will be a foul. Sandoval pleading his case, but again, he has to be careful. That is about the 3rd or 4th rough takedown we've seen from Sandoval, who is on 4 yellows. One more from him or Jabin Torres, and they sit the next game.
Last few minutes we've seen this game get really stretched because the Locomotives are pushing players forward to get that equalizer. It's creating opportunities for Las Vegas to get at them on a transition, so they're going to have to be careful not to be balanced defensively, so they're not giving up a second goal and really digging themselves into a hole.
Kiffy switching back into the middle. We'll get the ball back here. Just to scoop it a bit to keep it from rolling into touch, and here's Partida. Edson Partida whips across and lifted out for the corner by Christian Torres. So that's why he's in the game.
And that's what he brings to the game. He's able to get at players 1v1, get towards the end line, and create crossing opportunities and get crosses into the box. That's a terrific cross. Jerome Kiesewetter unlucky not to get onto the end of that. Just missed timing that challenge, that cross, and not able to put it in the back of the net.
Lights FC about ready to make their first substitution, and it'll be Jesus Gonzalez coming on to the 64th, although, nope, looks like we're going to have to wait on this. There we go. They had to get the numbers right. So coming off is Christian Torres, who already has a yellow, and that's probably a pretty good sub. Here in minute 65, as Locomotive FC and James Kiffey crossing this one. Skying ball over everybody's head. Salgado will run it down on the other side. Salgado back into the box to the far post. And knocked out of trouble. Good defensive effort by Moby Fair. One again. And here is Partida. Low cross. In. The shot denied. Off of Contreras. Shot again from the outside. And out it'll go. Contreras getting a piece of Thomas Olsen.
Jerome Kiesewetter going to have to be very careful here. Bumping the referee in the chest. He felt like he got fouled in the box, and the referee didn't think it was a foul. And here we see it. It looked like it was a foul on Edson Partida. He tried to sell it, however, the referee didn't think there was enough on the challenge to call a penalty, and that's why he didn't call the penalty. Jerome Kiesewetter needs to compose himself and not get himself thrown out of this game.
Kiesewetter will get the caution in the 66th. And credit to Michael Radchuk, who knows in the heat of the moment things are going to happen. Rebellon still trying to shake off things. Here's Ryan off the short corner. Headed out of trouble by Jakovic. In touch for El Paso. It is Partida. Rebellon lofted. Loose and Kiesewetter. It's over his head. And suddenly Locomotive FC is all over it.
The tempo and the sense of urgency is definitely picked up in the last 10 minutes. The Locomotive are sensing that they can get an equalizer here.
Fox, Kiffey, Ryan. They'll switch it right. Ross, nifty turn back. Roll to the left, and here's Kiffey. Partially deflected, and it will come to Sandoval, and he is fouled. Partida and Sandoval with words. Junior Sandoval, the midfielder, 5'11", 174 from Kimistan, Honduras. Exchanging phone numbers.
Possibly.
So you want to meet after the game? Maybe not. El Paso trying to get some of that traction back. Pretty good run of play over the last 4 or 5 minutes, but Las Vegas Lights trying to gain some possession, and it will be a goal kick off of Tabor Itaka Preston. His goal in the 42nd, though, still the difference in this one. Ryan, that's off target. Becky, Locomotive FC trying to play out from deep. Fox will sky one, and it'll hit the Las Vegas bench over Eric Winalda's head. He's talking about making that step to professional soccer for a lot of these young players. For Las Vegas Lights FC without a road win. That's a long throw in, comes straight to Logan Ketterer. That's what Gabe Robinson does. But what a win it would be. And you'd have to say what a pickup to get Dejan Jakovic on your squad, because he's been a huge difference maker tonight.
Absolutely. In my opinion, he's been the best player on the field. He's to be able to pay that much attention to Jerome Kiesewetter and to limit him in opportunity. He's been absolutely terrific in this game.
Good scramble by Partida. Rolls a good one to Kiesewetter's taken down from behind, and a card coming out. And that is Robinson, given the caution in the 70th. And no alternative there for Michael Radchuk. It's at least a yellow.
That's a nasty challenge, going to ground without realizing that there's a player running in behind him. He mistimed the tackle on the ball, so all he had to do was foul the attacker, foul Jerome Kiesewetter on that.
He did exactly that, and Locomotive FC with the free kick. It'll be Seba Contreras out left. Time beginning to play a factor for Locomotive FC on their home pitch. Kiesewetter getting into it with Jesus Gonzalez. And here's the restart, low drive, and Gonzalez gets ahead to it to knock it out. Rebellon quickly back into the box. Fox gets a piece, but it'll roll into touch for Las Vegas Lights. Nope, last touched by El Paso. Last touch by Vegas, pardon me. And a caution issued. Maybe a couple of extra words for Junior Sandoval, and that is it. For Sandoval, he will have to sit the next game. Another high cross to the far post. Lifted out by Robinson into touch. Salgado quickly. Locomotive FC spending a lot of time in that attacking third. Contreras in the box trying to find Kiesewetter. Lofted out of trouble by Robinson. Rebellon can't keep that one in. We're getting word that we will have a hydration break in the 75th minute. I don't know if that benefits Locomotive FC, looking to keep the momentum and the pressure on Lights.
With the tempo that they've raised, the urgency that they're playing with right now, it could hurt them. However, we saw them last time out against Galaxy 2. They were able to use the hydration break to really pick up the tempo and get 2 goals towards the end of that game. So maybe they can find a bit of that magic again using the hydration break to tweak some tactics and get an equalizer in this game.
Partida, Giffey looking for that ball. He gets it. And it's lifted out of trouble. It will be a corner. Moby Fair does some solid work in the back. As Giffey lines it up. Giffey from the corner to the far post. Knotted out of trouble again, Robinson. Las Vegas Lights have done a good job keeping position on those set plays. Locomotive lots of corners, but nothing to show for it.
Yeah, they've done a very good job staying with their runners, staying with their men, and
Salgado, nice step, slides in to get it by, rolls one, and it's a slow-moving shot looking for Kiesewetter, but Christian Torres has that one easily. And a substitution coming for Lights FC. Off the field will be Pablo Cruz, who provided the helper. And coming Coming on will be Edwin Rivas. 5'10" forward from Los Angeles, California. So a forward for a midfielder.
That tells you what Eric Ronaldo has seen in the last 16 minutes plus of this game. He's trying to see the game out, shore up his defense, shore up the midfield, and make sure they don't give up a goal, and they're possibly able to walk out here with a win.
Contreras, great job, and another corner earned. Contreras, 1 against 2 doesn't matter, and James Kiffey able to spray that one off of Garcia Lopez, out for another corner. Short corner this time. Contreras trying to get wide. Rolls and nutmegs his man. Kiffey with it, shot, parried away and grabbed out of the air by Olsen. Seba Contreras nutmegging Garcia Lopez. And Kiffey gets the shot on net, but not into the back of the net. Ross to Richie Ryan. And Kiffey. Ryan stepping in to fill a space in the middle. Out to Ross. Rebellon. Rebellon. We've reached the 76th minute. Locomotive FC. Lofting a low driving cross. Kiesewetter. And it's another corner. With him stride for stride this time was Christian Torres.
That's the second cross Edson Partida has been able to put into the box. He's whipping these balls in. He's put them into dangerous areas. Jerome Kiesewetter is
Contreras the low drive and out for another corner. Junior Sandoval. So no water break yet. Contreras into the near post and just over the crossbar. Omar Salgado. And we go to the hydration break in the 76th minute. Let's take a look at this nutmeg again. Here's Kiffey's shot. It's a little bit before that one. Just a touch before, but Kiffey, the recipient of that beautiful pass from Seba Contreras. And we see Salgado just before was able to get a left peg to it. Up and over the crossbar. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for Locomotive FC. That begins this Wednesday. No rest for the weary. 6:30 p.m. Copa Tejas match at San Antonio FC, followed by a trip to Fresno this weekend to face off with the team climbing the Western Conference charts. They got a big win last night. It's an 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time start next Saturday evening. A part of 3 straight road matches, and then on the 6th of July in Oklahoma City at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. San Antonio FC back at home, but Locomotive FC for roughly the next month. It's life on the road. Before 2 straight home matches. San Antonio FC, that's a Wednesday nighter. Real Monarchs that next Saturday. A demanding schedule, and Locomotive FC would like to go in with a 10-match unbeaten streak. Right now, it is not looking good for the home side as we're about ready to return to play.
You saw Eric Ronaldo over there, really animated, really encouraging his players to continue to push towards the end of this game. He's sensing that they can do something here and get their first win on the road and their second win against one of the top teams in the league.
Ronaldo just turning 50 earlier this month. Of course, celebrating the 25th anniversary of World Cup '94. It was today. Ernie Johnson provided the difference. United States defeating Colombia for their first win in the World Cup since 1950. What a moment that was in Pasadena, California. Here is Torres as we return to play. Lights FC looking to close the door in El Paso. Jakovic. Robinson lofting one over everyone's head. Fox there to see it out. Preston off to the left wing. Torre, good bit of possession here for Lights. Lights FC, 5 goals on New Mexico United in Las Vegas, Nevada last weekend. 1 here tonight. Rivas. To Preston. It'll bounce kindly for Omar Salgado. Taken down in a heap, all ball. That's Drew Becky. It was a Salgado-esque run. But well done by Jesus Gonzalez. Knotted down, and it'll come to Rebellon. And he'll get that one in touch off of Preston. And that allows for the substitution now for Locomotive FC. And you can see Mark Lowry ready to, as the old coaches would say, pin their ears back. Because onto the pitch will come Derek Gebhardt for Richie Ryan. He wants pace, he wants pressure. And Gebhardt, with a couple of goals this season for Locomotive FC, there to provide it along with Edson Partida in the 81st.
Mark Lowry's really going for it now, taking out your anchor in the midfield to put an extra forward in the game. He's really sensing it's a pivotal moment for the Locomotive. They've got to get numbers forward, and they've got to create opportunities to score this equalizing goal.
It's a caution issued. Was that to Rebellon? Kind of looked like it.
No, it looks like it was for Jesus Gonzalez.
Jesus Gonzalez gets the yellow. Time wasting, I would imagine. Ketterer with it. Locomotive looking to get things started out of the back. Ross. Contreras, who's had some spark tonight, lofts one in for Kiesewetter. Too much right at the edge of his area. Olsen has to play it, but right on the spot. Oh, it dies nicely for Kiffy.
Great touch from James Kiffy.
Great trap. Partida. That's a dangerous looking cross, but Torres there to snuff out the trouble for Lights FC. Got to see a Lopez. We'll see it out. Contreras. More moves. Lofts one. Nobody in blue on the other end of that. Fox and Kiffy. Lights FC shutting the door in the wings so far.
And the inclusion of Derek Gebhardt is going to force Lights FC to defend the 4 players across the front line of the Locomotive. Now you've got Omar Salgado, Derek Gebhardt, Jerome Kiesewetter, and Edson Partida. The Lights FC back line has to deal with it. It's going to be difficult for them, and we'll see how they deal with it with the last 8 minutes or so of this game.
Rebellon rolls it into touch. That looked like tired legs is what that looked like. He has been bounced around quite a bit over the last month. Up the middle. Ross having to provide that anchor. Locomotive looking to come forward. Salgado. Back to Nick Ross. Contreras. 1 against 3. Finds a space. Where did he find a crease? Partida. Shot. And it is wide.
It looked like it came off the near post. He went for goal. The goalkeeper was frozen, expected him to go for the cross, and he almost caught him cheating at the near post.
Just off the left upright.
He absolutely had the goalkeeper planted and frozen. The goalkeeper was expecting a cross. If that was on target, it definitely would have been the equalizing goal in this game.
Just that quickly, and Seba Contreras, credit him for making that run. As Locomotive FC called for the foul, Edwin Rivas goes to ground. Drew Becky's upset. But Michael Radchuk makes the call, and Lights FC, you would imagine, would make a meal of this as much as they can. But what a job by Seba Contreras. 1 against 2, 1 against 3. He found the crease to get loose and put the perfect cross in for Partida.
Yeah, he did well to shake his man off of him and find that angle, that perfectly weighted ball into the space for Etienne Partida.
It'll be Preston on the restart. Goes for the far post, headed out of trouble, Rebellon. Kept in play by Torres. Torres pressured, double teamed. He'll take it to the corner and has to give it up. They'll pull them all back with Lights FC. 85th minute. Locomotive just looking for an equalizer. Contreras lofts one for Salgado. Go up and go get it, Omar, he says, and he does. Salgado, 1 against 2, looking for a shooting lane, coming to loft. Picked away! He got it on frame. Olsen up to the task.
It's a great ball from Sebastian Contreras, recognizing the pace of Omar Salgado, recognizing how big of a threat he is, and not just playing the ball into the space and having him go 1v1 with this defender.
It's Contreras in the corner. In it comes, bounces, just wide of the far post. Salgado again. I don't think he knew much about it.
Yeah, it looked like that one came off his back.
If it had gone in, he would have claimed it.
Oh, absolutely. I would too.
Las Vegas Lights FC on the verge of a first, and now a caution will be issued to Thomas Olsen for time wasting in the 86th. Michael Radchuk saying, you know what you're doing, put it back on the 6 and let's go. El Chuco goes 8th notch. Lights FC on the verge of a first. A first road win of the season, 2nd straight win if they can manage the rest of this. In the 87th minute, with possession, jab and Torres. Trying to work his way around Seba Contreras. It is a throw-in for Lights FC. Into the corner, the cross Sandoval. Logan Ketterer will restart. Kiffy played a tough game all night long. Partida. Gebhard. Partida. Out it comes for Gebhard. Still on his feet, trying to cross back. Play on, says the referee. That was Partida trying to draw the foul, didn't work. Fair. Fair crossing for a little opportunity, goes to the far post and misses. Ketterer wants the ball quickly. Into the 89th minute we go. Contreras rolls one and finds Kiesewetter. Looking for the cross. He'll send it to Gebhard. Back to Kiesewetter, trying to draw out the pressure a bit, making some moves. Contreras lofts one in. Salgado trying to make a move, gets a little shove from Gabe Robinson at the back. And an 89th minute sub coming for Eric Winalden. Jonathan Levin in for Junior Sandoval.
Third and final sub for Las Vegas Lights, bringing on a defender for a midfielder again. This is Eric Winaldo Senton. We have a chance here to get our first win on the road and really wanted to shore up that defense by bringing in an extra defender.
Locomotive FC has been looking for offense all evening long, but on the verge of having that 9-game unbeaten string come to an end. Second place in the West coming into tonight. We'll see how everything shakes out through the rest of the USL Championships action this weekend, but an opportunity to make something happen as early as this Wednesday for Locomotive FC.
Yeah, it's been an absolutely terrific run to go 9 games unbeaten. It's unheard of in the league, so they've done a terrific job in this 9th game. And if this scoreline does stay this way, they have to quickly pick themselves up because they have a game on Wednesday and they have to get back to business.
Edwin Rivas doing what you do. Take it to the corner. And earning a throw in. And we have reached 90 minutes. No signal from the 4th official as of yet. Another sub coming for El Paso. It is Josue Aron Gomez. Gomez in for Andrew Fox in the 90th minute. Just a little more firepower to see out this stoppage time. How much stoppage time there will be, we will find out soon. But Las Vegas Lights FC isn't done yet. Preston trying to come around, double teamed. Rebellon, good work to bring it out of trouble to Kiesewetter. Ross. Come forward, says Mark Lowry. And they will. Partida looking for a little wide space to Gomez. Nice move. Gomez lofts one into the box and pops back out. And over for a throw in. Las Vegas Lights did the job. Quickly done. Contreras down in a heap, double teamed. Good work in the back though by Lights FC and Garcia Lopez trying to clear it out. Bounces to Rebellon. Looking for a cross into the area. Slow roller instead to Kiesewetter. Bounces. Gebhardt. Salgado looking for somewhere. No openings. Rebellon. Becky. Almost lost a handle on that. Good pressure by Lights FC. Out to Kiffey now. Drives one. Bounced out high. On the deflection. Levine, I think, gets a piece. And that will be a foul and a yellow card coming for Drew Becky.
That's a smart foul from Drew Becky, recognizes a danger of a possible 2v1, 2v2 opportunity, just killing the play. You don't want to do that with your team being in stoppage time and down 1-0. However, it was absolutely necessary to make sure this game stays 1-0 and give the Locomotive a chance when they recover the ball to equalize.
About 90 seconds left here, but Las Vegas Lights FC will take their time on the restart. Here is Gabe Robinson. Our attendance tonight, 8,117, one of the biggest crowds of the season on hand at Southwest University Park. They want some fireworks after the game. I think they'd like some fireworks now, but the clock is ticking, under a minute to play. Contreras gets knocked around. Excellent defense by Levine. It comes to Preston looking to make some moves. Great work by Levine to give possession back to Lights FC, but how about that steal? By Becky, trying to keep it as Contreras gets wide. Partida last, trying to chip the keeper, but handled by Thomas Olsen. And that might be just enough for Las Vegas Lights FC. On the verge of their first road win of the 2019 campaign, lofted into space by Olsen. Mere seconds remain. Into touch for El Paso. Maybe one last stab, we'll see. Last-ditch efforts. Here's Ross. That's stopped by Preston. Becky taken down, and Locomotive FC earns the free kick. As Becky is upended by Rivas, who earns the yellow card.
This would definitely be the last kick of the game. I expect every player for the Locomotive to be inside the box for this set piece. I would be surprised if Logan Ketterer doesn't get himself as well inside the box for the set piece.
Ketterer still waiting, and now will come up. And here's the restart. Into the area, over everyone's head, and that's Olsen, and that's it. The 9-game unbeaten string comes to an end. Las Vegas Lights FC with its first road win of the 2019 campaign. Handshakes and backpats all around for the veteran. Eric Winalda with words of consolation for Mark Lowry. The fans disappointed. The fireworks will be fun for them to watch, but Locomotive FC's got to go to the locker room, regroup, and get ready for San Antonio Wednesday. A tough game. Lights FC, a big win. Their 6th of the season. That'll vault them into playoff contention, depending on what else happens through the Western Conference. But that gets them into 29 points, or rather 22 points, as Locomotive drops to 7-2-5, 7-3-5. All 3 losses coming at home. The final score, 1-0, Lights FC over Locomotive FC.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
Welcome to El Paso, Texas. The final score tonight, Las Vegas Lights FC 1-0 over El Paso Locomotive FC. Thus ends Locomotive's 9-game unbeaten streak. This is the first road win for Las Vegas Lights FC this season. As we take a look at the highlights, Las Vegas Lights getting on the board. Great shot by Tabor Ataka. Preston gets loose from his man on the free kick by Pablo Cruz in the 42nd minute. Free and open for the header. And that was all Lights FC needed. try as they might, Locomotive FC, with all the possession, with all of the shots, with all of the offense, could not break through versus Thomas Olson and Lights FC. And Michael, it was tough, it was hard. It's the end of the 9-game unbeaten streak, but Locomotive lives to play another day on Wednesday.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that the 9-game unbeaten streak is over. However, they've got a quick turnaround. They've got to be ready to play on Wednesday. That's what's next. They've got to look forward to that game. They've got to quickly forget about this one, and I'm sure Mark Lowry's going to prepare them for Wednesday.
Well, sometimes plain vanilla does just fine for dessert. And that is exactly what Lights FC needed, just what the doctor ordered. Your man of the match has got to be Dejan Jakovic, as 8th notch, still getting it done. Don't forget, that game this Wednesday versus San Antonio FC is the ESPN News USL Championship Game of the Week. That's 6:30 p.m. Locomotive FC on the road versus San Antonio FC. For Michael Balogun and our entire crew, here from El Paso, Texas, I'm Duke Keith. Again, your final score, Las Vegas Lights FC 1, El Paso Locomotive FC 0. So long, everybody.